Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today we're going to go over how to clean a firearm. So today I've got my P365 XMACRO fully disassembled here on the table. I haven't shot this one a whole lot, so it's going to be pretty clean, but it's quick, easy one to do just because it's not super dirty. So I am using CLP by Lucas Oil Products. I like this because it's a one and done solution. So real quick, I have my mag. It's all tore apart. You probably don't need to clean your mag every time you go shooting or every time you clean your gun. This is a newer gun though, so I just want to make sure it's all cleaned and oiled and everything. You can see as I'm wiping this down. So I'm just wiping the outside of it down, and then I'm gonna clean the inside of it. I can't really get my finger in there, so I'm gonna use a brush out of my cleaning kit here. I'm just gonna use the nylon side of the brush, not the metal side inside of there. I don't want to scratch it all up. Just kind of real quick wipe it all down in there. You can see it's not horrible, but not great. So we'll wipe it down. I'll run a second rag through there just to make sure it got cleaned out in there. And when I clean my mags on my firearms that I conceal carry, they are much dirtier just from being in your carry holster and on your body all the time. So it's a good thing just to clean them. Even if they haven't been shot a bunch, you should still be cleaning your concealed carry weapon. So as you can see here, I'm just kind of running this in and out, cleaning it all up. You can see there's still a little bit of stuff in there. I'll fold my cloth over, hit it again real quick. And I'm not looking for this to be perfect, I'm just looking for pretty decent. So as you can see in there, you can kind of see it's a little shiny and oily, so I'm going to take another dry rag and wipe the whole thing down. And because this mag is a steel mag, as the Sig mags are, so there's no plastic or anything on it, it's all metal, so keeping it oiled and lubricated is always a good thing so that it doesn't rust and have malfunctions. So get it dried off a little bit. I don't want it to be soaking wet. Then I'm going to take the spring, just oil up the spring real quick, clean that off with that CLP. So CLP is Clean Lubricate Protect, so it does everything all in one. You don't have to oil it or clean it and then oil it. You just clean it all, wipe it all down, and then dry it off a little bit with your dry rag, and you're good to go. So I'm just kind of running this rag around the spring here. A little tricky to see, but just rotating. I just have the rag pinched on the spring and I'm just rotating it around. Alrighty, so now that I have the mag done, I'll pop this back together. I'm going to do this off camera here. A, because it's a little bit easier for me, and B, just so that YouTube doesn't want to yell at me for showing you how to take everything apart and put it back together. So, mag is done. So let's do the barrel next. So I'm going to grab my 9mm brush. I might even be able to just use the short handle on here. I don't even need an extension on this. As you can see, it pretty much pushes all the way through, and I just need to loosen this up in here. This one isn't super dirty, like I said, so I'm just going to run this wire brush in here, in and out a couple times. I'm going to swap that wire brush out for just a metal hook that I can run some cloths in. And again, I'm just going to run it on this short one. I think that's long enough for this short barrel. It'll be close. But I can clean the end of this barrel I can clean the end right here around. If it doesn't go all the way through, I can clean that myself without using the extension. So I'm just gonna run a rag through here. I folded it in half, ran it through there, and I like to spray one side and then rotate and spray the other. So I know I've got some good spray on there, but not too much. So I'm just gonna push it in and pull it out a few times. I might go both directions just because this is a little bit short. You know, I'm just going to put the extension on this. It'll be a little bit long, but that's okay. So I'm just screwing a longer extension on here, which is a little bit long for this barrel, but it works. So I probably only shot 40 or 50 rounds out of this last time I took it out. So it's not too dirty, but you can see that it's got some yuck in there. So I'm gonna fold this up again. I'm gonna unfold it. I'm gonna fold it a different direction just to reuse the same cloth a little bit since the back side is clean, and then it's folded. I had it folded this way. I switched to which direction it's folded. I'll run it through there, and I'll hit this with a little more CLP. And I overshot onto my fire control unit down there, but that's okay. So we'll run this through a few more times. You can see it's still got some yuck in there. That looks like that's staying about the same color. So I'll take that off. I'll put this metal one back on there. Just make sure there's nothing else in there that needs to be loosened up a little bit. Put the paper or the cleaning patch on. I'll get a new one. I'm going to fold it in half again, run it through. We'll just hit it just a little bit. It's got enough force on that spray that it's unscrewing it. Alrighty, so we'll run it through, run it back. Yep, you can see there's still some in there. So we'll refold this patch. So I'm going to unfold it. It was folded this way. I'm going to unfold it, and I'm going to fold it perpendicular and inside out. Put it back on. Hit it again with a little CLP. Run it in and out a few times. That's looking much better. I'll get another patch, one more patch. Maybe this will be the last one. I'm not even going to hit it with CLP this time. This might just be a dry. We'll see how dirty it comes out. That looks pretty clean. So I don't see much on there. So we'll take that as that's clean and good to go. I'm just going to grab the last patch I used to dry the mag off, put a little CLP on that. And wipe down the outside of the barrel. Get anything off the outside. You can see there's a little bit of yuck on there. Make sure I kind of rub along the edge of the barrel, all around the back. Just making sure I get every part of the barrel. And I'll fold it in half so you can see that little groove in the barrel. So I'll fold it in half and kind of run it through there. A little tricky holding it like that, but I'll hold it down here on the table, maybe. And kind of run it in and out of there. Just make sure there's nothing in there. It's all clean. And you can see it's super shiny and oily. So we'll grab another dry patch. Actually, I'll pull the one off of from the cleaning the inside of the barrel. I'll just give it a quick wipe off. Wipe off all the way around everything that I just oiled and cleaned. I'm going to wipe it all off and just make sure it's nice and clean. I don't want it to be totally dry, but I don't want it to be soaking wet either. So I'm just trying to clean along all these edges. Wipe it all down. Oops, sorry, that was a little off camera. I get it all dry. I don't know if you'll be able to see on camera, but it's not as dirty as it was before. So we'll set the barrel off to the side next to the mag because that's clean. And I'm just going to grab something, grab a rag, pick up the fire control unit. I'm going to wipe this all down. There's already a bunch of CLP on this because I oversprayed onto it a minute ago. So wipe all this down really well with the rag. This usually isn't super dirty. So really I'm just wanting to make sure that it's all oiled and clean. The inside here may be a little bit dirtier. That's where the mag feeds up and runs into the chamber. You can see there's a little bit on there. And if it's really dirty, I like to use these tools to get that string off. Just come in here and just kind of scrub and knock any debris out of there. Come back with the same towel again and just kind of wipe it all down. Use a little bit of a cleaner, drier spot to see how dirty it is still. As I wipe this down, I'm kind of keeping an eye on how dirty this rag is getting. It's not getting too bad, so I'd say we're probably pretty good on this fire control unit. So set that dirty rag off to the side. Grab a new dry rag. Wipe it all down. Get it all dried off. Make sure my trigger's dry. Clean the back of this trigger. The back of this trigger, especially on your concealed carry one, can get kind of dirty. So there's a groove in the back. It's not flat. You can kind of see that there on camera. If I hold it more like that, you can kind of see that there's a groove in there. So that gets full of stuff all the time on my other firearms. So that's all clean and dried off. So we'll go to the slide next. So with the slide, what I usually do is just put a little bit of spray on there. And I'll set that, well, I'll take the wire brush first. I'll just hit this with the wire brush. Kind of loosen up any debris in there. I might even hit it with the metal side. Just make sure everything's nice and loosened. I'll come in with the rag that's got a little CLP on it. Kind of rub on there, make sure we're all clean. What I might even do is take the bristle brush and just use that to get the rag all the way into those grooves, because there's a lot of grooves on this part of the slide. So you can see how dirty just that part of the slide is, just all that yuck up in there. I'll take that dry rag I had a minute ago. I'm just going to spray a little bit directly onto there. Get a little bit of that in there. Take what I just dried off the fire control unit with. Reuse that rag because that was pretty clean still. Kind of come in here and rub it on here. See how it looks, and that's pretty darn clean. It's not perfect, but it looks pretty good. And I don't need it perfect. I'm probably going to go shoot it in the next week or so anyhow, so I'm just trying to make sure everything's oiled up and good to go. So I'll take this rag that I've got a bunch of CLP on, and I'll kind of run it inside of the slide here in the front. Make sure I get up in the groove that slides along the top of the grip mod, or on the top of the fire control unit. Where'd that go? So make sure you got the slides here on the fire control unit where this slides in. So make sure you get all those parts in there. Make sure that's all cleaned and oiled. You don't want debris in there, otherwise it's not going to cycle properly. On this one's a compensated version, so I just want to make sure I'm cleaning up in that comp. That's probably pretty dirty up in there outside the barrel. Get that cleaned up real well. I'll take one more rag and I will just wipe down the outside of the slide. Just make sure everything is all clean and clear. Kind of rub with the direction of serration, so you're cleaning in them. You can see from the rag that this is pretty darn clean. So we'll take another dry rag and just come through and dry it all off. The inside dried off a little bit. And I'm just looking to make sure that nothing super shiny stands out to me. My hands are super oily at this point, so everything I touch gets more oil on it. Try and wipe my hands off a little bit. So just wipe it down one more time real quick. Okay, so the last thing we've got left is the spring. And this is pretty quick and easy. Just sit here and take the spring and rotate it in your rag. Kind of just rotate through all your springs, or through the whole length of the spring, I mean. You flip which direction you rotate and grab a dry rag real quick. Dry it off real quick. And like I said before, I want some oil on it, but I don't want it super covered. So now that we've got that done, that is the last component on this. The whole grip module on the 365 series is all polymer. There's no metal in any of this. So I don't need to touch that. I just need to, I'll wipe down the fire control unit pin. That's pretty much the only other thing left to clean. So we'll just pop this together really quick. Drop the fire control unit pin in. Take the slide, put the barrel in. Put the spring in. Slide the barrel onto the fire control unit and the grip module. And then I will wipe it all down one more time now that I have my grip on the polymer, not on the slide and everything. Give it a quick wipe down. And you can see all the way through, so there's no mag in there. I'll rack it a couple times just to make sure I'm clear. And that is how you clean a Sig 365 series firearm. I clean all of my other firearms pretty much the same way. Just depends on how far you take it down. If you take your fire control unit out, you probably don't need to take that out every time. But every once in a while, it's probably a good thing to pull it out and clean it all really well. So that's how to clean your firearm. If you have any questions, please leave them below in the comment section, or if you have any comments on or suggestions of how to do it better. Awesome. Thank you, everybody. Have a great day.